Yo, what is going on everybody? My name is Tyler and welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video, I've got a brand new life story for you guys, one you guys haven't ever heard before, and it gets pretty funny towards the end, so you guys are going to want to make sure you stay around. But without any further ado, let's jump right into the story. So this takes place the summer of my 21st birthday. I had only been 21 for maybe 4 or 5 months at this point, and was still living in Georgia at the time. And so during that summer, I decided to come up here to come visit my dad, hang out with a bunch of friends over the summer while I was off of work. And while I was going up to visit, my dad also had a trip where he was leaving out of town. And so my dad was leaving for his trip on literally the last day of me being up there. So I was flying back to Georgia the exact same day that he was flying out with his buddies to go to Ireland. And so the whole 2 weeks I was up there, we had essentially planned to go out to get drinks and just kind of have a good time on the night before we both leave. And so we kind of organized this whole little night together, and he tells me to invite a handful of my friends. So I invite a couple of my friends along, and he also invites some of his friends. And so the night before both of us are supposed to fly out, we end up meeting up at the bar down the street from our home. And my dad and his friends and myself and my friends. And we get there and everything is pretty much just like super chill, super standard, you know, just hanging out, having a couple drinks, you know, I order my beer, my friend orders his beer. And so after being there for about 20-30 minutes or so, I get up to go take a piss, you know, go to the bathroom. And I guess while I was gone, my dad ordered a round of Jameson shots for the entire table. So I come back from the bathroom and there's just a Jameson shot sitting right there at my seat at the table. And keep in mind, the night before this, with my friends, I had already gone out, had been drinking, so I was a bit hungover. I really wasn't trying to drink that much this night. But it's my dad and I's last night in town, and we're both gonna have a good time, so, you know, I'm taking the shot. So everybody takes their shot of Jameson, and at this point, I had pretty much finished my beer. And so was everybody else. Everybody was basically finished up with their first drink at this point. So we call over our server, and we all go ahead and put in another round of drinks or another order of drinks. And as soon as our server's walking away, my dad asks for another round of Jameson shots. So this round of shots comes to the table, and I'm like, look, it's been like 10 minutes since we taken the first one. Give me a minute here. I cannot keep doing all these. So after a bit of hesitation, reluctantly I end up taking the second shot. And the next thing I know, that second shot and that second round of shots turns into a third round of shots. And then a fourth round. And then a fifth round. And so by the end of the night, I had essentially had around 6 or 7 rounds of Jameson shots. You know, probably 4 or 5 different beers or mixed drinks. And we are all just fucked up. And this is where the story starts getting really good. So we end up cashing out our checks from our server, and we were sitting out on that like outside patio of this bar restaurant. So they have like an outdoor access gate to exit there. And so after we finish cashing out, we end up leaving out the little side exit. And my dad starts walking over to his car, and he is just hell-bent on driving home. Myself and all my friends and his friends are like, no, like, you are not getting in this fucking car right now. You cannot drive. And like, granted, our home is only maybe 3 blocks down the street, just literally straight, but still. So we're all like, you are not getting in this fucking car. I will come and bring your car back in the morning. Just focus on getting home and getting to your flight in the morning. So after a couple minutes of convincing, we finally get him to just stumble on home with us. And so we get back to the house after a walk that feels like it's about 30 or 45 minutes. And immediately I just go straight to the bathroom to go take a piss, and I head straight back downstairs to my room. You know, at this point for me, it was time to go to bed. I was fucking donezo. So I pass out on my couch downstairs in my like living room area, and at about 4 o'clock in the morning, I get woken up to this like loud tumbling sound. And I was like half asleep when it woke me up, so I'm not thinking anything of it, you know. I just kind of dozed right back off. And the next morning when I woke up, I walk upstairs, my dad's girlfriend's there. You know, my dad is obviously gone because he had to catch a flight to Ireland, so his flight was leaving super early in the morning. And I walk up into the kitchen, and the first thing that she says to me is, "What did you do to your dad last night?" And immediately I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't do anything. He was ordering rounds of Jameson shots for the whole table consistently. I kept trying to talk him out of it, but he wanted to do it. And she immediately is just like, oh god, you know, yep, that sounds about right, that checks out. So I had asked her, I'm like, you know, what had happened? Like, what do you mean, what did I do to him? She proceeds to tell me that in the middle of the night, he had tried to go to the bathroom downstairs and fell down the stairs, made it down to the downstairs bathroom and threw up everywhere except for the toilet, and then just passed out on the floor in the bathroom and slept there for the rest of the night. She had told me she had woken up at about 6:30 in the morning without him in the bed and was very confused as to where he was and went looking for him in the house. And that was when she said she found him down there in the bathroom, just literally asleep in a pile of his own puke. And to make matters worse for him, his flight to Ireland was leaving out of Chicago. And we do not live in Chicago. Chicago is about a 3.5 hour drive from our home. So that morning, after waking up in a pile of puke on the hardwood floor in the downstairs bathroom, he had to then get into a car, drive and sit for 3 to 3.5 hours to then get on an airplane to sit for about 14 hours. I don't know about you guys, but if it were me, I would not want to get on that flight. I would not want to be in that kind of confined space while being that sort of hungover. But with that being said, that's pretty much where this video wraps up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like down below. It's always greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and want to see more content like this. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace!